Do I? Oh my God. Are you sure that it's him? Oh my God, and so many other people. Okay, I suppose I could have met someone else if I hadn't fallen for him that day. My parents had found me this extras agency in Surrey Hills. Anyway, for this film they had me sitting on the ruins of Troy, which was just a bunch of burnt stones and so on. But I was sitting there eating chicken sandwiches because they always had these packets of food at lunchtime, and that day it was chicken, and I love chicken, so of course I was enjoying myself. I was dressed as a Trojan girl with this big sheet thing wrapped all around me, and Lorenzo came and he sat down beside me and he said that he thought I was lovely and could he have some of what I was eating. I just shrugged my shoulders, you know. I thought he was too small and I've never really liked small guys. He was wearing a black raincoat, grey faded jeans and a turtleneck sweater, and he hadn't shaved. He looked just like a uni student, and that day there was this horrible wind, so his raincoat was billowing out behind him, and my sheet was flapping about everywhere, so I had to like press my legs together to keep it on. We were on this sandy piazza sort of place, so I was eating chicken and sand, and I asked Lorenzo if he was a student, and he said no, he was 30, he'd finished uni ages ago, he was an engineer. And so I said, well, what are you doing here? And he told me he was there by chance, he was with a friend who was doing the music for the film. And I can just remember looking at him that day, and the only thing that I liked about him was his eyes. Lorenzo he has the most beautiful eyes. They're big and blue and bright with these long lashes, and you know, I'm kind of a bit jealous actually. Anyway, I asked Lorenzo why he hadn't shaved that day, and he said okay, he'd go and get a shave and he'd see me later, and there he was that evening, leaning up against this lamppost smoking, and he'd shaved. Okay, I was stupid. I could have picked someone just like my parents had wanted instead of falling in love with him. That's my luck. He ruined me. He bullied me. And he was able to bully me because I loved him. He ordered me to read self-help books and I read. He ordered me to stop seeing my friends and I stopped. He ordered me to stop eating spaghetti and beans because I was putting on weight and he didn't like fat girls, and I obeyed. I can remember cooking spaghetti and beans for him, and while he sat there eating them, I would sit staring out of the window nibbling on a bit of lettuce. I obeyed him. I no longer had any will of my own left. And if he ever met a friend in the street, he would forget to come home for dinner. So I would wait for hours with dinner cooked and ready, half dead with worry that something had happened to him because he never texted. And he never texted because he never thought of me. While he was with his friends, I never crossed his mind, and so we began to argue. Not just once in a while, but every day, and things between us just began to fall to pieces. We used to fight like hell. He he would pounce onto some word that I'd said without thinking and dissect it. He would drag out all of the possible meanings until the word would just grow and grow and grow until it was like a monster. And after a time, I wouldn't know what he was talking about, and my mind would be all confused, and I'd start to sob, and he would hit me, and I would bite and scratch his wrists, and all the time I was biting and scratching, I kept thinking, look at what we've come to, look how low we've sunk. It was hell. It was hell, and somehow or other the hell would disappear. He would slap me and punch me and suddenly become really gentle and kind, and he'd say that he loved me and that he wouldn't change me for any other girl in the world, and then he just ruins me, just destroys me and goes away like someone who's just trampled his way through a field of wheat. Do you know what he used to say to me? You are nothing. You're not even a person at all so far as I'm concerned. I am millions of light years away from you. That's what he used to say to me. But I get lonely at night. Wouldn't you? Who doesn't? And so he'd stay and we'd argue. There was one night in particular, I don't remember what we were arguing about, a lost key perhaps. I bit his hand, he slapped me, my nose was bleeding, there were the marks of my teeth on his wrist, and on his forehead there was a wound that I had made with a pair of scissors, and I thought, I'll get